Dang, man. 5 minutes takes forever. Dang.
Look at how excited this man is. He just got drafted #1 overall by the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's visibly clear that he was a little nervous because he knew from that point forward the pressure was on. After all, a #1 pick is expected to take an entire franchise to the next level, so he better perform like one, or else he'll be labeled a bust, which will be talked about for many years. But this is Kyrie Irving. You know he was certainly up for the challenge. He was more than ready to be the #1 guy on the team. He believed that's exactly what he was built for. But sometimes our plans are rudely interrupted. When Kyrie burst on the scene in 2011, he soon became one of the most popular players around, an instant sensation. The Cavaliers believed they got their new star that would take LeBron's place in carrying the franchise, despite only playing a total of 11 games with Duke. And apparently, that was all he needed to show that he was the real deal. Kyrie was having a blast as the focal point of the team. Sure, there wasn't a ton of winning going on, but the Cleveland fans could see that they had a star in the making. Like I said, although the wins were not racking up like they wanted, Irving's first few years were as good as it gets. He was the recipient of the 2011-2012 Rookie of the Year award, then went on to make 2 All-Star appearances, along with grabbing the 2014 All-Star MVP trophy. And in that 2014 offseason, all of that earned him a max contract extension, which made him feel that the future was bright. And it most certainly was. When LeBron came back to Cleveland in the summer of 2014, the Cavs were automatically considered title contenders. LeBron knew that Kyrie was something special, and when Kevin Love was added to the equation, there was no way LeBron could pass up this opportunity on delivering his original team a championship. LeBron and Kyrie became the new LeBron and D Wade, battling alongside one another in multiple NBA finals, and managed to win arguably the greatest title in NBA history. Kyrie Irving ultimately became a household name, just like he always dreamed of, but it wasn't exactly how he wanted it to go down. You see, about a week before LeBron rejoined the Cavaliers, Irving signed his contract extension not knowing that LeBron would eventually make his way back to Cleveland. And why is that even a big deal, you may ask? Well, it turns out that Kyrie was sold this idea that he would be the face of the franchise for years to come. He didn't think it was necessary to welcome LeBron back because he believed that he himself was a franchise caliber talent and that should be enough. I mean, you can't really blame Kyrie for being delusional. Of course his confidence was through the roof after receiving award after award right out of the gate in his career. And it was said that LeBron whispered something to Kyrie on the court following a Cavs and Heat game. He said something like, "Keep going, keep doing what you're doing. You never know, I could be back here one day." And then Kyrie went in the locker room and basically said, "We don't need that. What's he talking about? We don't need that guy." And well, that was kinda kept under wraps for a long time. To us, it seemed like a match made in heaven. We viewed them as one of the most deadly duos in the league. But only until recently, it was revealed that their relationship was much worse than anybody thought. Besides not wanting LeBron to return in the first place, pretty much right from the beginning, things were not sunshine and rainbows between the two. There's been reports that even though Kyrie was entering his 4th year in the NBA, LeBron still treated him like a rookie, almost like hazing, and that animosity also made its way on the court. During the beginning stages of their chemistry building period, trying to warm up to each other's game, there were 2 early instances where they realized that this was not going to be an easy adjustment like they hoped for. First, they had a game in Portland where LeBron decided to just stand in the corner for the entire second half and not really play, and just let Kyrie jack up shots, leading to them getting blown blown out, and LeBron comes in the locker room to give them a lecture about bad habits. Then, the very next night in Utah, Kyrie continued to play like he did the night prior and ended up having 0 assists, which led to LeBron having another conversation with him in the locker room. Quote, "You know, you at least have to have 1 assist. They couldn't have started off any worse than that." And in that first year, that minor beef also showed up in the playoffs. As you know, in the 2015 NBA Finals, Kyrie blew his knee out in Game 1 of the series. But even LeBron saw it coming, because in the 3 series before that Finals, Kyrie was constantly limping around and even taking some games off. And that annoyed LeBron very much. It was said that LeBron was calling him soft and questioning his toughness behind his back. Yeah, it definitely took a while for the respect to grow between the two. Eventually, they did get it together and found themselves in the finals once again, the very next year with a healthy Kyrie, as they both made 2 of the biggest plays of all time to capture the title.
Mike, overcome with emotion is exactly how I would describe LeBron's reaction as he shares a hug with Kyrie.
Everything seemed to finally be alright between these guys. Wrong, because it turns out that Irving actually considered requesting a trade after winning that 2016 NBA championship, but he ultimately decided not to go through with it, which surprisingly was probably a huge mistake, because choosing to stay another year with Cleveland forced Kyrie to deal with a much more entitled / arrogant LeBron James. Winning that title really got to LeBron's head.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
For so many reasons.
Bullshit.
Going forward into the 2016-17 NBA season, Kyrie began to really hate the atmosphere that LeBron created around the organization. He couldn't stand the guy. Near the end of the LeBron-Kyrie era, reports were coming out saying that Kyrie resented the fact that LeBron had so much attention, power, and credit for all the success they were having. He was tired of always hearing what LeBron needs, and he definitely wasn't a fan of the fact that LeBron would always try to make it seem like he's like this father figure or big brother to Kyrie, and that he's supposed to look up to him or something. Kyrie said that he wasn't about to let LeBron son him.
Didn't call LeBron a great father after the Chicago game. What? Yes, he did.
Great father. Oh, a great father. Oh, I thought he's.
No, I'm bad. I interpreted that completely wrong. I thought you said he was a great father to him. I was like, what?
Called him a great father. So what type of parental role has he played for you and your teammates?
Oh, okay. So you, parental role. Honestly, I'm, he's. I don't know how to really answer that question. He's been a great leader for us. I have one father. That's my dad, Frederick Irving.
Now, I don't know if you guys noticed this when it happened, but there was a moment where, to me, it looked like Kyrie was clearly trying to be the alpha that he believes he is. Remember when LeBron hit the second free throw to put the Cavs up by 4 at the very end of Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals? Well, I noticed that LeBron uttered the words, "one more stop," on his way to the timeout. And when I was watching the very end of the Christmas Day matchup between the Warriors and Cavs, just 6 months later, I realized that Kyrie tried to do the same thing. So I believe that might have been an attempt to convince us to view him as somewhat of a leader. Fast forward to when they predictably fell to the Warriors in the 2017 NBA Finals. In 5 games, Kyrie already knew that he was out of there. He no longer wanted to be under LeBron's shadow, so he officially requested a trade, and luckily somehow landed in Boston. Now, of course, all of this supposedly came as a shock to LeBron, but come on, he probably wasn't surprised at all. I mean, if anything, he was just pissed because Kyrie beat him to the punch. And from that point on, the Kyrie-LeBron drama was all that was being talked about, and we were enjoying every last bit of it.
Does anyone do more for one team than LeBron does? Okay,
is he better than Michael Jordan? Speaking of history,
No.
You've really gotten good at going for the headlines. It is
it's a constant debate. Has he reached that?
No.
Where do you want to start, bro?
Let's do let's do the Kyrie thing.
Just listening to how many times LeBron blatantly refers to Kyrie as kid, no wonder why Kyrie was fed up.
Try to do whatever I could do to help the kid out, be the best player he can be. The only thing I'm upset about is that he took a lot of the DNA and the blueprints and out to Boston. That's the only thing I'm upset about, really. Other than that, I mean, I wish the kid great health, and the kid wanted to do what was best for his, I guess, for his career. And
their first matchup against each other, which took place opening night, was a highly anticipated event. Things certainly started off ugly, but ultimately had a feel-good ending. As time went on, Kyrie would begin to realize that being the leader was not as easy as he expected, and actually reached out to LeBron to apologize.
It was a big deal for me because I had to call Bron, and tell him, like, I apologize for being that young player that wanted to everything at his fingertips, and I wanted everything to be at, my threshold. I wanted to be the guy that led us to championship. I wanted to be the leader. I wanted to be all that, and the responsibility of being the best player in the world and leading a team is something that's not meant for many people. And Bron was one of those guys that came to Cleveland and tried to really show us what it's like to win a championship.
And then, with the Brooklyn Nets, he started to turn into the exact entitled person that he once found annoying about LeBron.
You guys need to improve to get on the level where you want the team to be.
I mean, it's transparent. It's just out there. It's glaring in terms of the pieces that we need in order for us to be at that next level. And I'm going to continue to reiterate it.
Although people blame Kyrie for sabotaging what was thought to be a good situation he had going in Cleveland, LeBron wasn't exactly squeaky clean in this whole thing either. He did express that we shouldn't have traded Kyrie, but it was rumored that LeBron did absolutely nothing to try and keep him there, only until it was too late. Well, at least it was fun while it lasted, and now, every once in a while, we get things like this to keep us entertained.
I felt like I was the best option on every team I played for, down the stretch. This is the first time in my career where I could look down and be like, that motherfucker can make that shot too.